for the zombie movie instead. That's when you walk in your house and everybody dead.
So topical, back with another video. I'm Zombie Wang and he is Nathan. We are doing top 5 zombie films today in honor of Overlord Drive. What is it called?
Overlord.
Overlord? Yeah.
If you don't know how we do our top 5s, to break down for you real quick, one of us will do our 5 and 4, talk about them. The other person will do their 5 and 4, talk about them. Then we'll trade off 3s and 2s, and then we'll trade off number 1s. We also have what we call the Zemeckis rule. So if one of us has the same movie as the other person on their list, but has it 2 or more spots higher, that person will say Zemeckis, which just means we're going back to the future to talk about it then. So we don't talk about the same movie twice for no damn reason. So I'll go first. My number 5 most favorite, also to reiterate, I think we say this every video, but like, these are just our favorite zombie movies. Not saying these are the best zombie movies, but most of them are pretty ridiculous anyways, so I don't know how you would categorize that. Anyways, number 5 for me, the hipster in me just loves it so much, going Warm Bodies.
That's my number 5 too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Solid. Yeah. I mean, the dude has a freaking record player in his little jet house, you know?
Yeah.
So, got a little Dave Franco action in that movie. It's different than other zombie movies in that they're still sort of sentient, you know?
Yeah.
They sort of know what's going on still. I really like that aspect of it. It kind of makes it stand out.
It makes you feel for the zombies.
Yeah, totally.
And that's very fresh. And then, like, zombies, they have, like, bad zombies and good zombies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's true.
That's the thing.
It's just a really different take on the zombie genre as a whole.
It's a rom-com with zombies.
Yeah, it was.
And if you know Strange Wang, I fuck heavy with the rom-coms.
Yeah. A little lame that, like, the whole, like, love is what saves them kind of thing.
Yeah, that shit whack as fuck.
But, it's okay.
Yeah.
My number 4 is going to be... I always get the country wrong for this one because it's also foreign. It's not German, but it might be like Finland or Norway or something. Anyway, it's called Dead Snow. You familiar?
I've seen it on Netflix, never seen it.
So basically, it's one of those movies that takes an extremely ridiculous genre and just makes like a really shitty movie on purpose.
Yeah, with like the Nazis and stuff, right?
It's so funny.
Okay.
Like, it's hilarious. Yeah, it's the Nazi zombies. It is so funny. Like,
see, that's what I thought Overlord was going to be, but apparently, I don't know.
So basically, it's if you took just kind of a like campy. This is a terrible way to describe it because the way I'm going to describe it is going to make it sound like Piranha, but with zombies. So they basically just take this campy, like, teen, early 20s, like, sex comedy, sort of, like, raunchy teen comedy thing, and throw this stuff in it. But it's just, like, how over-the-top some of the crap is. Like, there's this ending scene with, like, the only two dudes left alive, like, trying to escape from them. And I'm not going to explain it, because it's worth going to watch without hearing about it first. But it's really, really funny. So what's your number 4?
My number 4 is going to be The Return of the Living Dead.
Okay.
1985. So
is that one of the Romero ones?
No.
Okay.
But it plays off of that. It's really meta, actually, because it's like, that movie, Night of the Living Dead? That's a true story. And, like, they had, like, the bodies kept in this warehouse where they do, like, research on animals and stuff. Like, you walking dinosaurs, like, stuff cut in half, organs and shit. Yeah, it's one of those places, right? So they accidentally knocked the thing and, like, the fumes, like, turned everything dead alive.
Oh, okay.
It's like one of the half dogs is, like, barking and stuff. It's back alive.
That sounds campy.
So, yeah, it is. It's very campy.
I love that.
It's weird. It's meta. It's original. Like, I've never seen anything like it. Like, so, they had these punk rock kids. Mm-hmm. Like, you can picture 1980s punk rock. Like,
yeah, totally.
Very, like, over the top. And then, like, they go to this graveyard to wait for Homeboy to get off work. They got sprayed with the dead gunk. And Homeboy, they're just in there. And then, like, one, like, really gothic, like, punk chicks gets naked and starts dancing for no reason. And then Like,
Okay.
they go in the crematorium to burn the body that came back alive, and then that fumes out the chimney went and like rained, and then somehow it all went to the ground. Like, yeah,
so like in the graveyard, so
Yeah.
everything. Good lord.
everything came back. Like, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, this chick's naked the entire movie, and then like when she becomes a zombie, she stays naked, and then like the zombies can talk. So like when the ambulance comes to check on the people, the zombie like eats them, gets on the microphones like, bring more paramedics, and they come. Like, it's crazy. It's like they talk, and then like they capture a zombie and start interviewing it, and it's like, why do you want brains? And the zombie's like, it makes the pain go away.
Yeah.
So that's why they want brains. Like, you really relate to the zombies. Like, I related to them. They just want some brain.
Wow. Good
And
God.
number 3.
It's almost like they tried to use brain as metaphor for heroin or something.
Maybe. 80s was a weird time.
All right. So number 3, it was either going to be one of the comedic ones was going to land here, and it was either going to be Zombieland or Shaun of the Dead. And I loved both of them, but I was just determined to not have both of them on my list for whatever reason. So because I'm American and can relate to it more, I went Zombieland.
Oh. I find that film a bit overrated. People love that film a little too much.
Oh, I love that movie.
It's fine.
What it really came down to is Emma Stone's my favorite actress, and she's in it.
Oh.
And Woody Harrelson is also freaking great.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's solid.
Yeah, it's great. So, I don't know. I don't feel like there's just too much to say about Zombieland that hasn't been said.
Yeah. And if you want to know more of Assault, you can click on our top 5 horror movies. And it's probably somewhere on this list.
Probably. There's no joke that doesn't land in that movie for me. I like the characters. I like the slow build to their backstories. So it's not necessarily instant investment, except for Jesse Eisenberg's character. Not Jesse Eisenberg. It is Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like the slow build to investment in all the characters, and we get a nice little bow in the end. Bill Murray.
Yeah. There's a sequel coming.
It's freaking great. So number 2 for me is gonna be. I don't think it's cheating. It's a movie that definitely never got a theatrical release, and it's only an hour and like 15 minutes long.
Sounds like a good movie already.
It is a good movie, and like, to be clear, I 100%, like, sometimes I'll put a movie on our list and I like feel like I have to defend it being on my list. I'm proud that this movie is my number 2. I watched it for the first time today in probably like 10 years.
ScoobyDoo on Zombie
I
Island.
fucking loved every second of it, and it is ScoobyDoo on Zombie Island.
Where did you find that?
Movie, I rented it on Amazon. I was thinking through zombie movies, and it popped in my head, and I was like, is that good enough to be on my list? And I was like, I gotta watch it to find out. And I did, and it was freaking great. I loved every second of my life that I was watching that movie. It's so good. And being older now and watching it, was actually really well directed. Like, the angles that they chose to do the shots at and stuff, like, it's really good. Like, they are really good, actually. It lands everything that the live action one tried to do and failed. So in the beginning of it, the gang's all split up doing their different things in life, and they have to like come back together. Yeah. It's much happier in that movie. Like, they don't hate each other's guts, but it works in that movie, and it doesn't suck. So, the zombies are real. You get the crazy twist about like this cat god thing or whatever. Scooby and Shaggy munching down on super hot peppers. It's just good. It's so good. I freaking love that movie.
I thought the same thing as you. It was either Zombieland or this movie, but Zombieland would have been my number 5. So Shaun of the Dead's my number 3, and it's because it was much better directed. I'm a film guy at heart, you know. Like, I'm not what this is zombie stuff. Like, I don't know, horror movies aren't my thing. So this being so well directed is the reason why it's my number 3. And it probably has a lot of zombie movie references in there. I know it shouts out Night of the Living Dead. Mm-hmm. And this homeboy's like, we're coming to get you, Barbara. And it says Mom. So what do you know? Yeah, but it's just like a great directed movie like all of Edgar Wright's films.
He's great. Love him.
And it's entertaining throughout.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, good shit. And my number 2 is Boy Scouts Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. Have you seen this?
I haven't seen it. I stumbled across it when I was looking through movies that I was trying to decide to watch, but
It's good. So it starts off like probably how our number 1's coming along. A zombie deer.
oh,
And so
foreshadowing.
yeah, this is zombie outbreaks like all the movies. And these high school boys that are in the Boy Scouts that are trying to get out of it but don't want to tell their friend the super bad kind of way. It's basically super bad trying to fight off the zombie apocalypse, but they're friends with a stripper in the movie and not 2 cops.
My number 1, which is we're gonna have the same number 1, so
Like you said, do you remember what's coming? Like a train.
to Busan, which is our number 1.
Yeah.
Wow. I did so I literally just finished watching the movie. That is a really good movie.
Yeah.
I
didn't know so I watched The Walking Dead when it was popular.
saw the first 2 seasons.
And it was whack as hell.
Yeah.
And
Agreed.
you get all the fillings that you did in the first season in this 2-hour movie. And I didn't know a zombie movie of all things could make me feel this way.
Yeah, all the feels.
Yeah, you get choked up multiple times throughout the film.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, it's about to be over. It's about to be over. No, not at all.
That's true. Yeah.
Directing is really good on the film. I love all the little details, how they explain their relationship. He's like, it's her birthday. Buys her a Wii. And she says, looks up, and there's another Wii.
Right.
And it's like, oh. There's so many small choices that director made that sets it's a perfect cap on the film. Everything is for a reason.
Yeah, for sure.
Phenomenal film.
Yeah, absolutely. Plus, all the characters are interesting. They all have their role, and they stay in their role. And sometimes I can get a little boring and predictable, but it doesn't in this movie.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they show you pretty early, we're not afraid to kill anybody. And that just always keeps you on your toes.
Yeah.
So, the guy who starts off pissed at, the guy with the pregnant wife, big buff guy. Yeah. It's that dude's, the best one out of all of it. Character-wise,
he's,
other than the little girl.
He stays true to himself. When they become, they come together to fight the zombies and stuff.
Yeah.
And then they get in the bathroom, and the first thing he says is, he calls him an asshole. It's
Well, it's they're sitting there and he's asking him about what it's like to be a dad in the middle of all this bullshit going on, So, really, really love that. You got the kind of bum homeless guy who they want you to be sketchy about the first, but he's a good fucking dude. That little girl's adorable. I'll adopt her right now. She's super just you don't have a dad anymore. So, but I love even outside of that, I completely agree. It's extraordinarily well directed. All of the I don't even want to call them extras, but everyone who played a zombie in that movie freaking killed it. No one it's just
killed it.
It's just they're already dead. It's just the right amount of ridiculous and realistic to where it would be absolutely terrifying if that happened in real life,
Yeah.
So, but even in the deeper, we talked about this in our horror movies, which there's already an eye to somewhere in this video. My favorite horror and sci-fi movies, and just how you talk about two, are the ones that touch on deeper things than just exist to be sci-fi or horror. And this one obviously lands super big on the sacrifices you make as a parent. And things like that, but also even touches on darker themes as far as how much does it take to break humanity's general pull towards kindness. When shit hits the fan, who are you really willing to help other than yourself? Because you can tell us that you're not selfish bastards all day, but when you're stuck on a train and there's zombies coming at your ass, are you people are always a little darker than they really want to believe that they are, and I love movies that kind of pull on that because it makes you kind of think, am I as good? What would I do?
Oh, I was watching. I was like, man, this is very touching. I wouldn't help none of y'all fucks.
Yeah, no, I know you. I would be fucked.
I would help you. But
I question that even, honestly. But I appreciate that, and I hope you don't ever have to prove it.
No, neither do I.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to say about that movie?
My favorite part about the movie is the setting. Having it take place on a train and there being so many cars.
Yeah, I
When
wanted to say
the
something
first
about that.
person gets bit and the little girl goes to the bathroom simultaneously, the tension that brings because you don't know what car she's in.
And like there's like 4 different things that they're following where everyone is opening a different door.
So having you always on your toes, like the Michael Jackson Thriller video, shouts out Zombies. It's amazing because like you don't know what car this is.
Yeah, that was an insanely good choice.
Yeah,
for sure.
Very good.
That was really, really, really good. It's very. I still don't know if you've seen it yet or not. But as far as the train, and it's literally this is the only thing it has in common, but it added the same type of suspense. It gave me kind of the same like tense feeling that I had when I watched Snowpiercer. Because it has a similar premise in that like there is a group that is working like through this train towards a specific goal. And it's just like, you can't go anywhere. Like, you can't go anywhere. You're either going one car ahead or one car back, and that's it. Like, you have no other options.
Yeah.
So, it definitely added to how tense it was, and, like, that was a really good movie.
Yeah, it was very good.
And heartbreaking, honestly. But
great soundtrack, too.
Yeah.
Score.
Man, have to give more Korean films a try, I guess.
Yeah. And while you do that, I'm going to give more Korean chicks a try. And this is Cinetopical. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah. Drought 3. Yeah. Bitch, I'm back on my grizzly young money, where you at? 2 tables and a mic, tell a DJ run it back. Bitch, I'm back on my grizzly.